yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish, and someday you will be a real boy.
Real boy, real boy. Hey. Okay. 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 Hey.
Off the map, didn't he?
He's back. He's back, dude. He's back.
You've not seen anything. I ain't seen nothing from him though. I mean, I guess you have to be in your. He has to be in your algorithm.
He had a deep dive.
But you would think with all the stuff that I watch,
He just put a special out there here, I think number 1 on
Really?
Netflix. Yeah.
They blew what he did out of proportion anyway. Kind of. I mean, he was a
Yeah.
little steezy, but
Yeah, but
Yeah,
well, I mean, what he did wasn't illegal. It was
no,
creepy.
no. Yeah, it was just creepy.
Yeah. But there's
And when your people are famous, like those, girls throw themselves at them, and and you just offering it.
I looked at some of his texts and stuff that they dropped, and it was like girls like, "Well, I'm only 17," and he was like, "When do you turn 18?" I mean, but that's a legitimate question.
I mean, that's not illegal.
And
to ask
then
them.
they were like 2 months. He was like, "I tell you what, like holler at me in 2 months, and then I'll fly you out to the city and waza baza." You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
But is that a little? Is that?
It's just weird. I think it's weird anyway when
Yeah.
somebody that old wants to date an 18-year-old.
But no, I agree.
I
but-
mean, it's not illegal, and I guess it probably doesn't bother some people, but to me, it seems weird.
to me, it's like, dude, come on, like.
What do you have in common with an 18-year-old?
Well, they knew what it was. The girls knew what it was. You know what I mean? Same way with the rest of this woke culture.
I mean, if the girl's that kind of girl, and they just want to smash, and that's what it is,
Yeah.
and that's not really as weird, I don't think, as somebody dating. If you're fucking 40 years old and you want to date an 18-year-old, that's never going to work.
No.
I know even when I was like, I don't know, 20, 24, 25, and I tried to date a 18-year-old girl, it was not going.
Yeah, it's
Everything that she said was annoying, basically, Didn't have anything in common.
Why don't you want to spend time with me? It's like,
Yeah, just,
don't you got school to attend or something?
saying stupid shit all the time, like, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the dating. Man, imagine having to date again right now.
No, I don't want to imagine
It's
that.
wild, dude. Wild. Like I got friends who were younger and stuff, and they're like, me and my girl broke up, or blah, and it's like, and then it's like, I'm talking to this chick, and I'm twitting this one, and doing all that, and it's like it was simpler in
It's
our
too
days,
much.
man.
It was too much, man. When you think about it, you got to relearn a whole new person, what they like, what they like all the time.
Used to, it was like, check yes or no. You go buy her a burger and a grape snow cone, and then you drop her off early, but you don't go home. I mean, that's I couldn't
meet
do
her,
it.
meet her by the lobster tank.
Yeah. You want some onion rings? We'll go home and watch TV. Do that. So what was it you've been reading up on as you was
Oh yeah. It's
what's the full
kind of
rundown?
a happening thing right now, and I don't know how I haven't got it. Wasn't put onto this earlier because, like I said, when the Delta 8 weed first came out, I knew about it when it happened. And as soon as I saw it in the store, I was like, yeah, started trying that.
See, I a couple years ago I bought some flour from like Gatlinburg when I went down there, and the guy, I think he hooked me up. I said I can't, but like it was way more potent than all that stuff you buy at the gas stations.
Well, the
He
reason
said it was frozen, but once it unthawed, it was no longer. And
Well, when you get anything Delta 8, especially if it's flour, if it's like buds and it's Delta 8, it's just hemp flour that doesn't have THC in it, and they spray a distillate on it, a Delta 8 distillate, so like a concentrate, they put it on there. So they could have put more on there, I mean, I don't know what the level, I'm sure I don't even know if there's any regulations on how much concentrate you can put on it. But that's why I always smoke the pens that are Delta 8, because it's just concentrate and you don't have to smoke that harsh hemp flower that don't look good or taste good.
Stinks.
Or yeah, it smells like just like you pick some leaves up out of the yard and burn them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This here is THCA. So legally they can sell it anywhere that sells like the CBD or whatever. And the thing about it is, pretty much all weed is THCA in it, and it converts to THC, regular THC, when it's either burnt when you smoke it, or if you decarboxylate it, like if you were going to make dabs or whatever out of it, you have to heat it, and that makes it psychoactive. So like all the edibles you eat, that's activated THC, basically.
What's that, like THC?
It's activated THCA, I mean.
Yeah.
So this is just, it's just like normal bud. I mean, it doesn't look as good as some of the weed does that if you get on the street or from a dispensary or whatever. But as far as like being legal and you're in a state where
It's in like a Parmesan package, isn't it?
well, when you're in a state where it doesn't have recreational or medical, I mean, it's pretty dang good. This is Wedding Crasher, and it's like 31.79% THC. That's a
You smoke
lot.
that and you start, I don't
Like-
know. You start talking like Owen Wilson.
Like a lot of the lower grade buds, say if you was to get it off the street, it's probably only going to be like 15 to 20%.
Tops, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Back when I was a pot smoker, per se, like when we had Reggie,
Yeah.
that stuff may have been like 7-8%.
It always weirded me out how it would get you a whole different kind of high.
It wasn't
too.
bad. It wasn't bad.
When the dro first started coming around, it was like,
It almost make you sick. It was so potent.
yeah, but it also gave you that, like
Clean.
when it's like after you get a good head change, everything looks brighter. And
When you would
you know what
smoke,
I mean?
when you'd smoke Reggie, man, it make you feel like after you're done, like you were borderline hung over off of it, kind of, or not hung over, but like groggy. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah,
it was like drove like as soon as you would sober up off that, you were just like back to normal
right.
without that
I
grog.
always liked that. For a long time, I resisted buying dro. I would buy
Yeah,
reg even when everybody started
yeah,
smoking dro, just
yeah.
because it was cheap and I was smoking a ton.
Yeah.
I don't smoke like that anymore.
I'll be honest, most reg that I did smoke before, dro just become so mainstream got me just as high, if not higher. It just didn't taste and smell as good,
Right.
But I don't even know, I don't want to know either where you would even find anything like that anymore.
Like I
Inbox
said,
me.
Like I don't even
No,
know.
I'm
Nobody even gets regular weed anymore. What you're gonna get is like mid dro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, it's like baby dro, what we used to call it.
Homegrown.
Yeah, which is still good. I mean, it all depends on if you, like for somebody like us that don't smoke all day every day. It doesn't matter what it is. Really, it's gonna get you high.
I ain't, and
Like when I was smoking every day, it took a whole lot, and I would go just burning through it.
the last couple of years, man, where I weaned myself off of it, it was hard, dude. That was super hard to do. It started making me feel frantic.
Oh, I mean, it's right even now. I don't know if it's the strains of weed or how strong they are or what, but and I'm not sure if it's an indica or sativa, but one of them, or maybe if it's a hybrid and it's just strong, gets me too high. Like I only like it if I'm at home and I'm going to bed watching TV or playing on my phone or something where I have no responsibilities.
I got
You
to
know
where
what I
I
mean?
was like still trying to smoke and would just sit there and be like, I don't even know what to do with myself, and then start thinking bad.
I mean, I used to smoke a whole blunt to myself on the way to work in the morning at like 5:30, still dark outside. If I did that now, I would
turn around and go home and hope I made it there.
I'd be doing all kind of turning around because I forgot something.
I wouldn't even try to function during the day with it.
This is the Wedding Crashers, or I mean not Wedding Crashers, White Runch. So you smell it. It doesn't smell like, it's not super strong smelling,
It
but
smells good.
it's
Where I
fruity.
ain't smoked in a long time, man, it all kind of smells like dog fecal matter now to me. I don't know why, man.
Dude, I remember one time I had some weed and I was in the car smoking, and somebody else was driving and I was smoking, and I lit the blunt. I'm like a quarter through it and I start smelling dog shit. I'm like, what is that smell?
It was
It
that.
smelled just
It-
like I
it
stepped in
smells
dog
like it,
shit,
dude. It
but it was
does.
weed.
I never understood what people talked about when they would like, and you would like maybe if you didn't smoke for a while and didn't wash your hands, you
Like
would
like
be
like Honeycomb Brazy said, I took a dog shit smoking cat piss. Speaking of cat piss, one of these is cheetah piss. It's supposed to be fucking. It's supposed to be
burns
fun-
at the nostrils.
supposed to be funky. I just think it's cool because, like I said, you get all the dispensary, like the
So-
big name genetics and stuff.
What if you get pulled over with that? They can't do nothing.
No, I mean,
As long as you ain't
as long as it's
DUI.
in the same packaging.
Yeah.
But if you was to take that out and put it in a regular Ziploc, and you get pulled over, they're going to think that you got it off the street.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy now. And when I first found out about this, I was thinking, man,
Street racers,
this-
dude.
yeah, Fast and the Furious. out
Garbage.
there. But it kind of changes things because, you know, say if you did get pulled over with some, because you can buy a pound of it off the internet.
But you can still get a DUI on it.
Well, yeah, but even in legal states where they have legal weed, you can't
Yeah.
smoke and drive. I mean,
Right,
obviously it's these. They'll still give you a DUI, but
That wow.
but what I was thinking is, say like, you know, any kind of stipulation, like, you know, I don't know about with a job, you know what I mean? It's
Man.
still gonna pass. You're still gonna fail for THC if you smoke it.
My thing is this, and I see that's a lot of what I struggled with, and it was like, but then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, all you got to do is argue your case of like, hey, this is legal. So if you don't want me doing this, then you need to tell all the rest of your employees they can't drink alcohol when they go home.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like-
it's always been like that. I never understood that either.
I don't understand how alcohol is so widely legal, and it wrecks and ruins people.
Right.
But if you, which like I said, I'm drug free in Tennessee. I
right.
don't do them no more. I don't do them any less. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like, really, how you gonna sit there and try to call people, oh, you're a dope head or you're a drug addict? And you sitting there drinking whiskey till you piss yourself every night. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, something like that. Just, I mean, for one, if you drink long enough, it's killing your insides, literally. You know, like my uncle just drank until he died. You know what I mean? It's sad.
yeah.
But, you know, it destroys your liver and you have stomach problems and it just goes on and on and on. Even if I didn't smoke weed at all ever, I would still be an
No.
advocate for weed because
Yeah.
it does help people who don't want to be on pharmaceutical meds.
I don't smoke no more, and I think it's the greatest, not the greatest stuff, but like, it's definitely a good thing. Like,
Well, like, would you rather somebody that you care about be taking 3 or 4 different medications that you have no clue what they're made out of, what kind of long-term effects they produce, or any of that, or not to mention how much they cost?
right.
Because a lot of medications are super expensive.
I don't look like when I got like a tooth pull, they gave me like some lower tabs.
Yeah.
I just let them sit there. Like, I would rather not do anything because if I took them, I would be hurting and sick. Like, it doesn't kill
Right.
pain for me. It just
Right.
makes me nauseous. Like,
Right. Yeah.
I hate them. Like, if
Make you
anything,
itch.
man, no, really. Like, if I was to take even like the lowest amount of lower tab or something now, I would sit here and start getting like hot
Make you
feeling.
nauseous.
Yeah, and just ready to throw up. And like, I noticed, like, I did try to take one as soon as I got out of the dentist,
Right.
and I sat there in the parking lot and was just miserable and still hurting. Like,
Right. Well, I wonder, like, you got to know that that's part of their plan is to get you hooked and to give you something that isn't good for you because no doubt they could create a pain medication that was not addictive and
Yeah.
didn't give you any kind of euphoric feelings.
Yeah.
But they did it on purpose.
It was
You know what I mean?
Pharmacia, baby. It's Pharmacia.
It's like the fentanyl thing. And people won't, that's another thing. Like, you're even, like you were talking about the Lortabs. Those aren't around anymore. You might get some if you go to the dentist or have some kind of serious surgery where you're
With
going to
that
have
Perkies
pain.
now.
Even them, man. There aren't pills on the street.
Pop a
If
perk.
they are, they're fentanyl pills. Almost all of them. Unless
Fentanyl-
you know somebody that has a prescription and, happens to sell them, that you're not getting real anything.
Fentanyl is drugs in my system.
Well, dude, I'm telling you, these cartels are mixing that shit up in the jungle and, sending it right across the border.
They're called newcomers. They're not cartels or illegals anymore. Mr. Biden said so.
You know what I heard? That my nephew Devin was up at Walmart the other day, and he said a van pulled up, like 1 or 2 vans, and like 150 illegal immigrants got out of it.
They're
Have
new.
you heard how they're dropping?
Yeah.
They have so much of an influx of immigrants
Well, they can't.
that
The sanctioned
they
cities,
can't put them all in one city.
Yeah, dude. You know where
But-
you put them?
Like I don't know which other place. I don't know what what other cities they're doing it in, but I do know in Chicago that's what they're doing too. They're sending, I mean, there's bus loads of immigrants. They drop them off and leave.
Dude, I'm no longer a right-wing extremist. Please don't call them illegals or immigrants around me. They're newcomers. They're newcomers, bro.
I have no problem with immigration, but I feel
I
like there ought
want
to be a way to control it.
legal. But also, you got to make it easier for these cats that come over here that want to do right and be a societable member. It's got to be easier for them to get citizenship.
Well, that also we should have everything, every opportunity that they have when they come here. We don't get out of taxes.
No, they won't give nobody a loan.
We don't get loans to open
Yeah.
gas stations and discount cigarette stores
Yeah.
like you see around here.
Yeah.
That's all. If they get a loan, don't have to pay it back.
Like, how many hookahs can you buy and put in a glass case? You know what I mean? That's
Exactly.
ridiculous, man.
That's well, I mean, it's not even being racist or discriminative or whatever. I mean, that's who owns all the little stores.
Yeah.
It's Middle Eastern people.
But then you'll see veterans who are homeless,
yeah.
who ain't got legs because they
Yeah.
went to Kuwait and
Well, that's a whole nother topic in itself. The
well,
veterans.
no, take care of them.
No, they want them to die. Like my uncle used to say, every time he would call the VA hospital, there's a automatic recording on there talking about not killing yourself. So they're basically subliminally speaking suicide into your ear every time you call them.
Are you serious?
Serious, dead serious.
That's
and on top of
wild,
that,
dude.
I don't know about everybody else. Yeah, I know he was kind of a skeezer. You know what I mean? He tried to get anything he could out of them.
I mean, might as well.
Because that's the kind of person he was. But at one time, he was getting a prescription of Lortabs, a prescription of Roxy's, and a prescription of morphine. 3 different pain medications, and he's supposed to take how many? 2 of each. If he took everything that they even just, which he would take all of them. He didn't go by what the bottle said, but because that's just what he was, that kind of person he was.
Take 4
but,
by mouth. How else am I going to take them?
yeah, but even if he took them by the directed
yeah, he
amount
still
on
would
the
have
bottle,
stayed slumped,
it's enough to keep you zombified.
tranquilized.
Yeah, every day. You know what I mean? Pretty much
Yeah, I'm good.
forever.
To me,
there's no doubt to me that they don't want to help them at all. They'd be happier if they all died.
yeah, that way. That plus, every veteran, every
sticky.
generation of veteran is just a potential pushback against them.
And that stuff is,
Sticky icky.
yeah, dude. I mean, it was dense too. You know how? That's how I always wanted to get my Dro or whatever. I always liked it because it was like dense.
Compact.
Yeah, it's not like when you get an old reg bud. It just you can squish it. These are like a nugget, like a rock.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, the bud is matured and to its full
That's
potential.
asteroids with that.
That's actually a product they make. They're like moon rocks, but they call them asteroids, and it's just a big bud, and then they put THC oil on it. Then they
Make
roll
it
it
hard.
in. Then they roll it in crystal THC, a crystal, and keef.
Wow.
So you're getting all, which they're, you pretty much got to smoke it in a bowl or something.
Yeah. I wouldn't even know what to do with it.
I've never tried any moon rocks or anything like that. I think it would be cool to have, but
I hit a bowl about 4 or 5 years ago with a moon rock in it, and it tasted so good, dude. It tasted how, like, remember how you used to get that Fruity Pebble box smelling bud?
oh man, that's my
That's what it
favorite.
tastes
That's
like.
my favorite kind of weed that tastes like Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
I enjoy smoking weed and getting it and doing all that more than I do the high.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
like just like a habit or something, like something to do.
I liked it. I like everything about it, man. And honestly, I wish that I could still
Smoke like you used to.
or just smoke it all. Yeah, I don't. I don't know, man. Like I said, if I hit like a CBD pen now, I get just like
I've noticed a lot of people, you know, I mean, I'm one of the people that reads YouTube comments.
a lot of
right?
people are quitting, dude.
So I'll watch a lot of videos on certain things, you know what I mean, like whatever topics I'm interested in. That's why I love YouTube, because you can literally find anything on there.
A lot of the
But-
people around me who have also quit smoking, like around the time I did, said the same exact thing.
It gives them anxiety.
Well, it was
or
just like
uncomfortable.
whatever it always did for me,
Yeah.
it flipped. Like it quit doing that, but it made those bad characteristics in my mental whatever even worse. You know what I mean? Like,
It didn't do that to me until after I pretty much had quit smoking
yeah.
for a little while. Like took a long break.
I had a conviction about it about a year and a half ago,
Mm-hmm.
and quit for like 2 months.
Just felt like you needed to quit.
Yeah, and then I started slowly kind of easing back into it when, you know, we've been making music or something. Like, it wasn't an everyday thing, but it
But
was.
that's why I got this. You know, I knew we were going to be shooting this. I was like, I'll get a blunt just to have something to do while
Put it in
while we're
there.
bullshitting.
Put it in there. I'm not going to smoke it. But
I just want to see how good it is, because I've read, you know, everybody can tell you it's good.
how good is it to you?
Until you try it, you don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Said, dude, I had like one that I bought down in Gatlinburg. It was an oil pen for a while, and it was I don't know, it was like a metal cartridge, and it was called something Space Candy, Cosmic Space Candy.
Yeah.
Dude, I hit that sucker like twice and just didn't even know what I was doing anymore. Like, I think it was more potent or something.
It was probably the THCA.
Yeah. It
Because-
burnt my throat though.
Like I said, I can't believe I'm just now finding out about this loophole deal, because it's been out for like a year or two now.
Now, if they start infusing coffee with it,
Oh, they do. They put it in anything.
have you seen that Buds and something downtown?
Burgers.
Yeah.
Buds and burgers, yeah.
Or-
All their condiments have THC in them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be pretty
Yeah.
cool. If you're
It's cool, but the thing for me is an edible high is so much different than smoking weed. It's
yeah.
not the same at all. I
That's what finished me off was the edibles.
well, I took a couple Delta 8 gummies one day, and then not long after that, I smoked a blunt. Like, my buddy came over and, you know, was smoking, so I hit it. You know, I smoked it with him, which is partly my fault. I don't never say no. I don't know why. I always just smoke, you know.
What was that?
But
You didn't pass DARE class, Sean.
But yeah, that day when I took I think I took like 2 gummies. I don't know, they're probably like 25 milligrams a piece. But I took those and then smoked a blunt of real weed, and I was so messed up, dude. I didn't even want to drive my truck. Like, I mean, it felt like I was in a video game or something, driving down the highway.
What done it for me was like where I had been just not smoking at all, and like hitting even like a pen, if somebody had it around me I would hit it or something,
Right.
but like then I got a really, really potent gummy and was supposed to eat it in like fourths, didn't know it, and I ate it all at once. Dude, we were in there recording music, and like people were stopping me. It was like, "You don't look like you're having a good time," and I'm like basically over in the corner, feel like I'm holding my heart, hearing it and feeling it beat.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, I
don't
was
like that.
gone, dude. I
don't
laid down
like
at
that.
night fully expecting not to wake back up the next morning.
You know, the main thing that made me quit smoking like I used to was when I was staying with my granny and trying to help her. It seemed like every time I would smoke, something would go on, and then I'm having to do all this stuff. I'm having to go to the store. I'm having to do this. I'm having to do that, and I would just get so much of anxiety, like I just couldn't handle it, man.
Call this one smoking sesh.
Could not handle it, dude. I don't know.
Yeah,
I quit for quite a while. I mean,
I think, man, it's good for me. But I'll be honest with you, since I have quit, I don't got like much motivation and stuff to like do a lot now. Like I get up and do it still,
right.
but it's like that wake up in the morning, step out back, hit it, you know, go to work, whatever. Like that's gone now, and it's like
As long as you don't get like super ripped or nothing, I've found a lot of times if I'm in a bad mood and I smoke, it does pick my mood up and make me pretty much say fuck it. You know what I mean? That's what I always thought about it anyway. Is it, you know, if you had something going on or whatever, you could smoke and relax just a little bit.
It was
Take your mind off something.
every morning when I was out there cutting grass and doing landscaping, man, me and 3 other guys burned through a quarter a day. We would all pitch 3 equal parts of money in the morning and burn up all day, and never really feel like we were too high or whatever to do your job.
Dude, we used to smoke like a blunt on every break. For real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could not do that now.
No,
At all.
No, wouldn't want to.
I did, you know, like I said, it ain't really been that long that I haven't been smoking like I was. Like, there for a while, I was smoking the dabs like all day, every day.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that because you could just hit it once or twice. It don't stink. And then, you know, you don't have to sit there and smoke a whole blunt.
We used to take chances and like push limits getting stoned at work, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'd raise a lift all the way up in a warehouse where there was a hole near a roof or something and just blow. But
That's pretty good, dude. I ain't gonna lie.
which one is that? Wedding cake?
This is the White Runts. I just rolled a little skinny blunt, and it's got that funky taste, like and it's not super strong taste, but I
It
don't
smells
know.
good.
Honestly, I don't know if this is probably not the best THC flower you can get. It was just here in town, so I tried it.
I couldn't tell that wasn't real. You know what I mean?
No, you can't tell by looking at it. Well,
Or
what-
smelling it when you just
That's
lit
what
it.
kills me, man. I mean, if you wanted to be that guy, you could buy. I've seen websites that are wholesaling pounds.
We need to
for
bust
$300.
heads. We need to go sew the block up. bust
They're
heads.
selling pounds for $300, bro.
Oh, dude, I could woo so many.
It's
people.
not as good as this though. You got to pay more for the more exotic.
I'll spray
stuff,
carburetor cleaner on it and get it off. I don't care. I ain't smoking it.
but That's right.
No, I'm good.
That's pretty good, man.
I would, but I'm good. I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says that. I would, but I'm good.
We're gonna see how ripped it gets me. I'm liable to be stoned here in a minute. I mean, I don't see how I can't be when it's 31% THC. I mean, that's almost unheard of for a long time. Now they've got it where their genetics are like almost as good as they're gonna get. You know what I mean? Now it's already went so far full circle that they're coming back to trying to get all the land race weeds back. Like the stuff that's grown in Hawaii, the stuff that's grown in, Afghanistan, all these different countries, like Thailand, where they have the Thai stick wheat. There's people that specifically go to those countries just to get some seeds, so they can bring it back here and have a land race genetic of weed that has it's totally, all of them are different too. That's what's crazy about it.
What's that?
Durban poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an old school strain, but it's supposed to be some gas. A lot of the newer stuff though has been real popularized, like
You remember
the
what was
cookies,
it?
stuff like that.
What was it? Acapulco Gold.
I smoked some Colombian Gold one time. It was good.
I
But
snorted some
That's all
Colombian.
old school strains.
I snorted some Colombian cocaine one time, like
Yeah.
fresh off the batch, bro. And
Some of that Peruvian marching powder.
dude, yeah, I was young. I was a young man. I had a friend who was into raving and partying and doing all kinds of wild stuff, and he may or may not had some from a vacation. You know what I mean? And
Right.
brought it in and was like, I could smell it through his pocket, dude. And it wasn't much. It was like literally about as big as a runt candy, like just a little bit.
Had that what's that? It's kind of like a fuel type smell.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. Ether maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's just so it's not something you forget if you ever even done it.
I remember when like he laid 2 little things out on his phone screen, and I was like, "What? That's it?" And he was like, "That's all you need, dude." Like, and as soon as I hit it, it was just, and it lasted a good while too. But that, I said, that right there got me. And then I think it was one of the last times I've done that crap. Not the last, but one of the last.
Man, just thinking about all the crap we did, probably like the end of high school, for the next couple of years. But we should have been working, doing nothing.
We were planning our future, bro.
Literally.
Other kids got to go to college. I mean, we were eating. You know what I mean? We were doing. We wasn't doing off too. We probably was doing about equally as bad or good, however you want to look at it, as a college student.
Well,
Like not
I
making
would
much
say
money.
we were smart, because we went and did trade jobs and don't require any kind of degree.
$95,000 worth of
But
debt.
literally, most kids are figuring out now, or teenagers are figuring out now that college ain't where it's at, man.
Nah.
Because they have so many people doing the same thing that all the jobs that require a degree are there's too many people.
I noticed a lot of kids.
It's competitive.
We went to high school with it, went to college, and they got out. They were jobless for a long time, and they never did take the job they went to college for. And then they're hitting me up and stuff. It's like, hey, yo, you think I'd get a job with you? And I'm like, why ain't you like going and talking about English philosophy or whatever down
Right.
at Electrolux or wherever? Like, what did you do, dude?
Right. I mean, that's what I said. A lot of people have gone to college and got a degree and then don't even use it for the job that they get.
Nah.
You know what I
Because
mean?
a lot of I'll say this: 80% of degrees are probably worthless.
Yeah.
Like now,
I mean, well, unless you want to be a doctor or a lawyer,
Yeah.
something like that. That's real that's specific, but they are good. I mean, that's a high-paying job, so it would be good to do that. But
you ever heard of people going to school for business? Just business, not business management, not
business
business.
degree.
Like, dude, business is like a malleable thing. It's
Well,
not
I mean,
just
you
like
can do a lot of different things with that kind of degree. That's the only one I would advocate for somebody to go get.
But at the same time,
You don't have
I know
to
a
have
lot of people with business degrees that ain't doing nothing because it's like, okay, say you want to go to a bank and be a manager. They're like, oh, you have a business degree. This looks good. Well, what do you know how to do? And it's like, they're probably going to choose that person that's had management skill in the field quicker.
Yeah.
Quicker, they're going to like, dude, okay, you went to school for business. Like, what do you plan on doing? You ain't going to run this business.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, I see so many managers and stuff. What was it like? So there's a bank in town who needed a new manager. They got a manager who managed a Victoria's Secret for years instead of somebody that went to school for business management.
Right.
And it was like because they looked at that past and they're like, oh, they got 15 or 20, 15 years managing a Victoria's Secret
Right.
at like a regional level. They're going and got in there and killed it. Like,
Man, that corporate world is so different. I've only had one job where it was like I worked for a company that was, probably nationwide. I guess I don't really know how many stores they had, but they had a bunch. Like, and I had to go to their headquarters once, and just all the emails back and forth. They're like I was a maintenance technician.
yeah.
But they wanted me to answer emails all day long.
All day long.
I mean, and literally, bro, I would get like, some days I would get like 10 emails, you know what I'm saying? It was just done, and it didn't even, none of it really pertained to me. But they wanted me to, then we're having meetings online on our phones, like what do you call it? Like a group call or whatever. It just was not for me, man.
Yeah,
The work wasn't hard. But like I said, dealing with all that corporate.
the old bag. No, I'm gonna have to start doing a lot of the stuff on like iPads and emailing and stuff here soon. I mean, I'm climbing the corporate ladder.
They don't have y'all on like with a
Whatever.
tablet.
I mean, dude, I do construction. Why am I answering emails about price listing and all this stuff, and then I have to take care of the other guys, the other foremen in the field? It's crazy, and I'm out of it come March 11th, and I'm happy I
Right.
get to work by myself.
Right.
And I will have to answer more emails, but I'm gonna have a little more downtime.
Well, you got to communicate more with the people in the office. That's the problem.
yeah,
But I mean, if that's the worst of it, At least you're by yourself.
Just pull me a desk up. I'll sit there and talk to them all day.
Not only that, you're not. In your case, you ain't even gonna have to.
I'm just trying to get backflow.
You get to go somewhere new pretty much every
every
day.
day. Yeah.
That means a lot.
I mean, I'm a rambling man, and that fits me. Pretty good.
Right.
I like to move about. I don't like getting on them jobs that last a year, 9 months.
Yeah, even 6 months, man.
Yeah. I'm good on it. I'm doing that Raising Cane's downtown Nashville right now.
Really?
You're welcome. So if you go in there and eat, you
Oh,
won't burn
they're
to
bringing
death.
one of those to Nashville.
Yeah, they got one in Hinder.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm. Hendersonville.
I ain't been to Hendersonville in a couple months.
I don't care to
reason.
go up at that.
I used to go out there a
I
lot.
don't care to go out them.
I mean, I don't want to, but
Downtown's
some
horrible now, dude. Horrible downtown. Nashville sucks.
yeah, I don't miss that.
I like the people that live in Nashville, but the people that come to Nashville get on my nerves.
I was working at that Kid Rock's bar, you know. We plumbed that, and dude, I was there for like, I don't know, it was a couple. It wasn't the longest job because I kind of took it over from somebody else, but dude, I had to park like a mile away, and I had to pay like $12 to park in a mile away.
Dude, it's $29 a day to park where I park. I ain't paying for it. They got me messed up.
Right.
I pulled in a parking garage the other day and paid $60, and it wouldn't give me a ticket. I just moved on to the next one. Like, what do? You know what I mean? It literally wouldn't give me a ticket. It was like, thank you,
All right.
and then wouldn't let me park. So I had to go down there, and so that was like $78 that day.
That one job over there off, what was the name of that place? That hotel.
James Robertson.
Yeah, that one was like that too. It was one day it was like $90, bro, to park.
They got.
And there was nothing going on over there. It's just down the road from everything
Was
else.
she down there when all them Palestinians or whatever surrounded us? Like, was doing donuts and like Mercedes and stuff. Man,
I don't think so.
us. Man, we were up on top of the roof. I was telling everybody, I was like, right now, like it happened so fast. Like all the streets just started. I'm sorry. I don't know if they were Palestine or not, but they were all definitely Middle Eastern, and it was just like all the roads started being full of people. We were up on top of James Robertson. I tell you, and I could see my truck over in the parking lot.
Was it
Dude,
like a protest or something?
I guess there was literally like people hanging out of sunroofs, windows, and everything, flying these big like green, yellow, and maybe black flags and stuff. Like just took over down there.
That had to be what it was.
And I'm sitting there thinking like, how do we get out of here? Like
Yeah. It's crazy down there,
the
man.
M4's in the truck, dog. I can't get to the truck. Like
It's crazy down there. Like you
Yeah.
can't halfway work without stuff going on around you so much.
I tell you this, I know so many underground tunnels though that link building to building down there now that it's ridiculous.
That don't surprise me. That does not surprise me. You know, that's a weird topic, dude. I've looked into that before.
because of the Jews in the tunnel.
No, man. But for some reason, there's a lot of towns
Yeah.
that have a whole nother town underground. Have you ever seen that before? There's like Chattanooga's like that.
My brother said that you can go down into the catacombs of Vanderbilt
Oh, that place is hooked
over
together
there,
forever.
like by Mellow Mushroom,
Yeah.
and then end out all the way by like Bonefish Grill on the other side by the Parthenon Well coming
yeah.
up.
I know what you're talking
That's
about.
wild, and it's like big concrete underground tunnel. It ain't like caves.
I've heard that almost every building's connected over there, and that's like one of the most long ongoing job sites in
It's
America.
the longest
dude.
one ever.
Yeah, it's crazy. Ain't
They
it?
own so much land, dude. The Vandergilds.
I mean, it's nice. It's like it's its own little city almost.
Yeah, they have their own police patrol.
Yeah.
That's wild, dude. I wonder how many underground bunkers are around that place that have like
I don't know.
diseases and stuff that they have to, protect.
A lot of cities are connected. I mean, they say there's a tunnel that connects from like here to California or
I
something
don't
somewhere,
know.
man. Like for real.
That
like,
goes under the Ozarks and all that, dude. Washington.
There's a lot of underground tunnels and bases,
Mm-hmm.
military bases underground.
Now we're podcasting, bro.
I could
Now we're
go-
podcasting,
I could
dude.
go on for days and days about stuff
Black
like
Troopers.
that. For real, man.
Yeah. No, it's
There's a lot of them.
if they just imagine what they showed you on like Discovery Channel and all that with the Ozarks. Imagine what they don't show you.
Yeah, I mean they show you that it's there too.
Yeah, oh,
That
yeah.
one's like right off a main road. The entrance is like in the side of the mountain.
They got like whole farms under there that have like it's crazy.
I saw a video the other day. A dude stopped a trucker that was fixing to go in the one. I can't remember where it's at, but it's popular. It's like a big. It's like going in a tunnel, but it's like a whole city underground. I forget the name of the base, but dude stopped a trucker that was fixing to go in the entrance, and he was like, he's like, how far you been in there? You know what I mean? He was like,
Don't worry about
he
it.
was like, nah. He's like, I've been 100 miles
Oh,
all
yeah.
underground,
Oh yeah. Oh,
and that was probably not even a quarter of it.
My dad was Secret Service, and he was telling me that you can fly Air Force One through those tunnels. They're so big.
That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it looks like a mine. Like it looks crazy.
He wasn't
man.
Secret Service, and that's a lie.
No.
But my dad really was a
Be cool if- be
KBG
cool if he
agent.
was, wouldn't it?
KGB agent.
It'd be cool if it was.
Wink. He may or may not been. No.
I'd have to kill you.
Yeah, I could tell you, but after what was that movie where dude kept going? What was it not Borat? The dictator.
Oh yeah.
Dude, dude was just like
Yeah.
he's
yeah.
just
That
offing
movie's
everybody.
funny.
What's his Sacha Bowen?
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah,
He's a funny dude, man.
you see
He's
where
crazy, but he's funny.
my boy is becoming alive and awoke now.
Russell Brand.
Russell, yeah,
I knew
that's
that's
my
who you
guy,
I knew
dude. I
that's who
love
you was
Russell
talking
Brand.
about.
Well, he said, what he said?
Yeah, he's been like that for a while.
Good,
though.
good.
I don't listen to him anymore, but it always still comes up on my page. So I see he posts a lot. I've listened to him a bunch.
Tucker went to Putin's house, boy. That was crazy.
He's a pretty interesting dude. I
I
was
like
tripping on
Tucker
that when he was on Theo's podcast. That was pretty interesting.
I didn't know
Just
Tucker.
the way he talked, I didn't expect him to act like that.
His laugh is annoying though.
I mean, yeah,
He sounds crazy.
it was funny though.
Are they out there having rumpus time? What are they doing? I just keep hearing voices in the studio next to us. They get on my nerves, dude. Good lord. It's like everybody, like the weather broke to 80 and everybody pulls out their loud cars and trucks.
Dude, it's got to be 70 degrees outside.
It was 80 earlier in Nashville.
No, that's probably right. I knew it was hot, man.
I felt
It's
good.
weird that it goes from cold to freaking hot. Like,
Man, that's
in
heart.
2 days, it's over with.
It's the heart system, dude.
I don't know if it's that or if it's the chemtrails. Like, I mean, I've been
Maybe
seeing
the
them for
firmament's
like,
heating up.
I've been seeing them for some years. You know what I mean? Like 10 years I've been watching chemtrails. You'll see them just crisscross the sky. You know what I mean? They make like a tic tac toe.
Man, I don't know.
They say it's to fight global warming though. Like it's got.
But we're not on a
metal in there.
globe.
Huh?
We're not on a globe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think we are either. But
What if like the firmament's catching like you know how you burn ants with a telescope or like with
yeah.
you know what I mean?
I always think about how it would be. I mean, you know, I try to visualize that. It's like a snow globe, basically, but that's why, like, have you ever seen them where they take those digital cameras, and they zoom in on a star and show you the pattern it's making? It's like it's alive.
It's in water.
Yeah, it's like a flashlight above
Yeah,
water.
yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's like constantly moving around.
That's why whenever you go
It's
up in
crazy, man.
you go up in a spaceship and you don't never see them go up. They go like that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson and some so-and-so trying to fucking explain that in a video the
Why?
other day, and they was
Why?
acting like,
why?
because you got to get into orbit. That's what he said.
Oh, sure you do.
Yeah, that's what I
They're
said.
in orbit right now.
That's
if you
what
ask
I-
me.
that's what I said.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
If you want to believe they're alive.
Yeah, yeah. Or
Yeah.
you can go fly over to Antarctica where they land and start shooting videos like they do.
Man, I think they done found the Nephilims. Or
Rest in
something
peace,
out there.
Admiral Byrd.
I think they found some buried Nephilims over there, dude, like giants or something.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Antarctica.
A certain someone's starting to get into all that, the Enoch and all that.
Oh yeah,
A certain someone.
who's that?
I can't tell. I'll tell you later.
All right,
You're gonna love it though.
that's funny.
It's like topic of conversation
Dude,
right there.
if you read the book of Enoch, there
you
ain't
ever
no
heard
way
of the
you can't-
Apocrypha?
There's no way you can like it all makes sense then to me. When I first read it, I was like, dude,
You ever heard of the Apocryphy? Or
the apocryphal text.
14 books.
Yeah.
That's
It's
all
just
the.
Enoch's just one of them, man.
Yeah,
And that one
yeah,
tells you so much.
yeah.
I've read another one that's kind of cool. It don't really tell you a whole lot like about what's going on now, but it's just the story of when Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden.
Right.
It's like stories while they're there. Like it's a trip, dude. It's
lot-
a complete trip. Like if you read all that stuff, there's no way that like you can look at the history they feed us now and see that they're not lying about
No.
pretty much everything, dude.
I believe that it was very like, you know how people like they make movies now that are just like the Lord of the Rings and stuff. It just seems so fake that it could never be fathomable. I think a lot of our
fantasy.
history is actually like that.
Oh, dude.
Like
me
power.
too.
I think
Me
as
too.
we got dumbed down, we can't see the powers and stuff.
Look at the
that-
buildings, bro.
Yeah.
There's so many like cathedrals and like nice architectural carved stone buildings, dude, all over the world that look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Every country.
Yeah.
Every country, those same buildings. It's like they make up. It's like so and so time. Greco-Roman, blah blah blah, whatever the fuck they want to say. All that shit don't make no sense because it all looks the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there's no way the same architects in every country.
They can't even like replicate it now.
There was definitely almost a one world knowledge of everything. There has to be.
Well, ain't that why God like dispersed everybody?
Well, yeah, he dispersed everybody and changed their language so they
Yeah.
couldn't talk to each other. So they basically just split up to make it easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's so much land. Who knows what was going on in those land form on those
I say
on that
who-
land anyway?
Who knows how much land we don't even know about? I guarantee you, dude. Yeah.
I think so too. But
yeah. I mean,
why
but
would there be a treaty with all the governments that don't get along with each other?
To go- never go to-
Only they can be in Antarctica.
Yeah. Well, because there's something up there, dude. I mean,
That's the last place that ain't been explored, and that just happened in the 40s, 30s, and 40s. Like Admiral Byrd, that stuff happened a long time ago, and they basically made him look crazy until he died in a hospital somewhere, and then they finally let his little diary out. But
yeah.
it don't sound fake.
No, I mean,
it could be, you
What
know,
sounds
I-
fake to
I
me?
get it, but-
What sounds fake to me is like, what's his name? Stanley Hubert, whatever.
Yeah,
they done found all the paper trails and stuff to where he
filmed
shot the damn moon landing.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
but if you sat there
Watch
and
2001: A Space Odyssey.
yeah,
It's the
say
same
that
thing.
he did that, people look at you and they're like, "You're crazy," and it's like, no, they found some hangers and stuff that match up pretty well with all that, like, and then actual government payment to him from NASA. Like, what was he doing? You gonna tell me you went to the moon but you couldn't shoot footage, so y'all made this footage up, even though we did really go to the moon?
Right.
Dude, that sounds crazier to me than just saying we never went. Like, we ain't never
Yeah.
been.
Yeah.
We never went to the moon. Ever.
No, they just shot it. I feel like they shot it in the studio,
I know they did.
underwater.
I wasn't there, but
You know
I
what
mean, yeah.
Even the shit where they're on the outside of the damn ship, they're underwater, bro.
What like dude said, he was like,
Space is water, if you ask me.
yeah, yeah.
If there's water above and water below, like it says, then it's got to be water above.
You know what would be
That's why when the flood happened, it said the skies opened and the water from the earth came up. There's water.
It never said
there's
it
water
rained.
below the earth too.
It didn't say it rained.
That's where they say the Leviathan monster is and shit. It's
Right.
Sheol. It's below the land. And
You know, in the end days, do you think all these creatures and stuff like that are going to emerge?
I think they already are, bro.
Think they're already out there?
Yeah.
What's it-
Yeah.
Like,
Some.
I don't know. You know, there's still crazy stuff going on in Miami right now. Like, there's more and more of these sightings and stuff. Like,
How weird is it?
they had one in Nashville the other night.
Of what?
A UFO sighting or
Oh,
UAV,
really?
whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, yeah. I
Like-
try to keep up with the sightings. I mean, I don't watch the news for them, but
And
Yeah.
well, we were supposed to have an eclipse today or tomorrow, and they letting the kids out of school.
that's weird too.
It
Yeah, I
is
saw
weird.
that. I was thinking about that myself.
AT&T crash.
Did you see it the last time it happened?
Yeah,
I remember I was
Yeah,
working at
me and
All-Star at the
Bug
time.
pulled
I
over.
remember it was like when we just got off work.
yeah.
It was that afternoon.
Me and Bug drove on the sidewalk to get home. Like, I was like, I'm going to see
Yeah,
it.
it was crazy.
I was worried that it wasn't gonna come back out, and
Dude, it was
time to
weird.
play.
It was weird.
It
wasn't
was
it? How
odd.
it made
It
the
was
sky,
eerie.
how the Earth looked.
It was
at that
eerie.
time. It was like it wasn't dark. It wasn't pitch black, but it was like I don't know, man. That was a trip for real. I kind of want to watch the other
I
one.
didn't like it.
I mean, it's
What if you had heard a big horn?
it didn't bother me at the time. I just thought it was strange. Like
Yeah.
I've never seen that my whole life.
Uh-uh.
I found it weird. Like because I mean I knew we'd read about it in the book from school or something, but like you know I don't ever remember that happening when I was a kid. It might not have happened.
They say it only happens like every 80 or 100 years.
No,
But we're
shit,
supposed to have another
that might
one
be
now.
why. Yeah, that's weird.
Like,
That is weird.
maybe is there a difference between a lunar and a solar eclipse? I guess solar's the sun,
Yeah, there's a difference.
but then the sun.
I'm not exactly sure how it works or not, but I'm pretty sure there's a difference.
But how do you have where that lines up if the moon and the sun are always on the opposite?
That's what I can't even try to. That's what's funny. I'm so far off in it, I don't even try to even understand
it,
what they're
yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
because I feel like they're lying.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when you start doing that, that's when you find out this is way too elaborate just to be, what the truth is.
What's Peter? He's a comic. Maybe Russell Peters or something like that.
I know that name.
He
but-
had a not really a joke, but a story that he told on stage and pissed a bunch of like left wing atheists and stuff off, where he was like telling people was like, so y'all think that the world or the universe came from nothing? Y'all think that God is nothing?
Well, that's what they want. That's what they want you to believe.
Yeah, yeah. But he was like, so by nothing creating nothing, God, the way he explained it just made people look so dumb.
Yeah,
Like-
I've heard a lot of people say a lot of stuff like that, and I was like, wow,
That's crazy, man.
yeah. I mean, dude, to be a truth seeker in this world right now,
You might as well just.
it's awesome because
Yeah.
there's not a day goes by that I don't almost learn something new, like or see something different. Well, that's what's crazy to me. Like, I know when we were kids, we weren't even thinking about stuff like this. But
I was
you
more.
can't become aware and then be unaware ever again.
I was heavy into government conspiracy, just because of who I was raised by. Like,
That's good though.
yeah, like I remember being in middle school and people being like, "Dude, your dad's weird," or "You're weird," and it's like, "What do you mean?" Such and such.
Right,
Like,
right.
I remember I remember the night, and you can ask my big brother, dude. Y2K.
Yeah, I remember that.
My dad had built basically like a war machine out of a K5 Blazer,
That's awesome.
and was like
Zombie.
like straight up, dude. He was like, when the clock strikes midnight, dude. Me and Jeremy, like, we weren't having no fun. We were sitting over at his, like, I think it was his girlfriend's house. He was like, when the clock strikes midnight, everything goes out. We're gonna back this thing up to Walmart. We're gonna clear and breach and take over. He was like, we're gonna load the back of this thing up, hit the woods, and anybody that gets in their way, you know what to do.
Dude,
I was
that
like,
is
dude,
awesome.
yeah, like we were strapped to the T, son. I wasn't
That's
like
awesome, man.
like 10 or 11 years old, maybe 12.
It's funny. It's
Scarring is what it was.
I don't know. Yes, I mean,
Then, like, I remember when 9/11.
well, you can't really. It's hard for you to relate. It's hard when you have shit like that going to relate to
Kids
Well, I mean,
play
just the-
Pokemon.
Just the soft, the soft generation, man. The soft people, man. You know what I'm saying?
Like-
It's hard to relate to soft people.
I'm glad that Y2K didn't happen. Like,
I don't
know my
think you
dad.
should-
He would have backed that sucker up. Me and Jeremy would have had to kick that back door open and start creating a path, son.
I don't. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna. My kids are probably gonna think the same way about me
Yeah.
because as soon as they're old enough to understand what I'm talking about, they're gonna see too.
Young Porter's already building survival shelters and wanting to
Yeah,
slaughter animals in the
I've
woods.
I've seen that. That's fun.
That kid's gonna be on a blacklist by the time he's 12 years old, dude.
He's funny.
I love it. That's how I want my kids to be. I don't want my
Yeah.
kids to be like no.
No, me neither. I ain't raising no titty babies. You know what I mean? You gotta be tough and now, dude.
I do
There's-
want my kids to understand other people's realities and their truths,
Right.
but I don't want them to pander to that and be like,
no.
like,
You
okay,
still be yourself. Be
you think
yourself
you're a
still.
unicorn? Cool. We
Right.
shoot horses with the horns coming out of their
Yeah,
head.
yeah,
like,
basically, that's what they are.
like,
Big old elk.
yeah, like,
Let's go elk hunting.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
No, I don't want my kids to do that. But like,
I mean,
I don't want them to be mean to people like that.
Man, it's crazy because I probably want, I want to, but will I? I don't know, but you know what I mean. When I was a kid, that's the kind of stuff I was doing.
My daddy told me to whip the one
I was
kid's
shooting,
asses.
I was shooting a 22 by 6, 7 years old.
Yeah, I had a 45 strapped to the side of my bed after my mama left.
We used to walk down the road with rifles to the creek and stuff, dude. Nobody ever called the cops and was like, "There's somebody walking with a gun."
My daddy, because he worked a lot, and when my mom was gone, he literally put a 9mm or a 45 beside me in Jeremy's bed and was like, "Anybody breaks in, you shoot without discretion through the walls and everything." And I'm like, "All right, dude." Like,
yeah, man, you got to be like that, dude.
Yeah. Anybody walked in that house,
that's the problem, though, man.
And you know what we never did? Pulled them guns out and played with them, or did
No,
like,
you can't play with a gun, man.
No, like
I knew that too.
Like, dude, my dad had a gun at every inch of this house, and it's like we never thought. Like, and I listened to everything from rap, killing, Marilyn Manson,
We
country,
was playing all the bad video games.
Yeah,
and you still didn't come out like they say you were supposed to. Yeah,
no, I knew the difference between my reality and someone else's reality.
Exactly, exactly.
Like,
that's funny.
It's weird, dude. It ain't a gun problem or nothing, and it ain't the video game's fault, and it ain't Maryland's fault or Eminem's.
People ain't raising their kids. Man.
Yeah, Daddy didn't slap the hell out of one of these kids and tell him, "You touch this gun, and I'm gonna break your finger."
Man, you can't. Kids are like a dog. If you don't teach it how to act, it's gonna be a fuck. Let me hold on a second. Let me think of what to describe it. They're just. Obviously,
You're right.
You know how they're going to turn out.
You got to make them stare at the lake, Bubba. You know, like.
I feel like your kids should learn more from you than they should from the school. First off,
and now though they're trying to make that illegal.
They want to make it dude. They want your kids, period, because they're like that. They want to be your kids' parents.
Yeah, yeah. I guarantee you, they would get no, I ain't gonna get like. Just look at the cases. It's like,
yeah.
Say if a teacher of your kid hit your kid, or God forbid, like molested it or something.
Yeah.
They're gonna be out of jail and way better off than if like a parent was to do that. You know what I mean? Like, they got coaches and stuff, man, that did that crap, and they deserve like 1129 probation, and then. Yeah, of course you can't ever work with kids again, but like
that's not
they ain't in prison.
Not a punishment.
No, dog. Like,
I mean, I've seen. I had a situation like that. Somebody I knew, you know what I mean, had that happen in a church setting.
Yeah.
And man, I ain't gonna lie, it threw me off for a long time from church because I just didn't respect. I didn't put trust in people automatically like I used to.
Look, I go to church. I go to church. And I'm not saying nothing bad about anybody in a church or a church that I've ever attended.
No, me neither.
It's really hard for me to trust people, though, man.
Yeah,
like, I mean, because of stuff like that, man.
That's
like
something God's got to show you how to do. You know.
That's why I don't even try to go to church to like be friendly and stuff like that. It's like, cool. I like people.
Well, if you were doing it for a social enjoyment, then that's a whole different thing. You know what I mean?
Well, my thing, I mean, you want a fellowship with your
with people,
you want
it to feel like family.
But like at the same time, dog, like I'm not there for that, and not that anybody's bad or nothing like that. But it's like I'm good, and I hang out with folks, and I like people, but man, I'm more into being secluded these days more than anything. Like I don't want. It sounds bad, but no new friends. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that's all a young man's game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm 36, bro.
Running around and going to the, just going out, which I never did like to do a lot anyway. I mean, I was always kind of sitting in the house. You know what I mean? Or we went fishing and camping and doing all kind of stuff like that. We didn't ever just sit around.
No.
You know what I mean?
And I got a lot of people I consider my friends.
Right.
But it's like, I don't see them all the time. I don't talk to them. But like,
it's hard to when you got a family and a job and all that. It's hard to be like that all the time, man.
Yeah,
that's how you know. That's how you find out who your good friends are, though. Because you should something happen and we don't talk for a little while or something. You already know it is what it is.
Yeah, I said, man, and that ain't against nobody. I just,
no.
it's like you and one back like when we went to the one up here in town, I did do a lot more with the church because it's like way and closer.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's like a thing when I have to drive almost an
easier
hour.
to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
that's a trip. I mean,
it's wild, man. But hey, I love the church. Don't get me wrong. It's a great church to
that's
go
good
to.
though. That's the main thing, finding one that you like.
And I want to do more with them.
Right.
But it's like once I go home, dude, I'm home.
You know what I find strange is that I've never been to a church where they talked about. I think it's funny that they haven't talked about like even the flat Earth thing.
No, they won't.
Man,
They
I
won't.
want to go somewhere like that.
But look, walk
understands.
out, and the people, in the church that I am close to, that's a big conversation in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a
why?
Good idea.
Why not?
Or just send them a little text message with videos or something that just pertaining to something you want to tell. That's what I like to do anyway.
I mean, I've often thought about that. It was like, why don't y'all preach more about stuff like that, just to open minds of some, like, I think if you're in that agenda of, well, we all live on a globe, blah, 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 and it's like, how can you really say that and then also think that because if that's true and we're just a globe flying through space and there's a sun and there's
doing
a
all
sun,
these different things at one time.
that basically to me kind of disproves what you believe in. You know what I mean? Like, as far as biblically.
It does. Well, evolution does for sure.
Yeah.
And that's not something that. Remember when we were kids? I remember it was a big deal about the theory of evolution being taught in school.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that. Right? It's not even that. It's fact. Now they treat it like a fact.
Yeah.
They used to call it the theory, though. That's one thing I find funny. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even need it because I didn't even smoke half that little blunt. And it got me. I mean, almost. It was a little more than I
Got
expected.
you out here flat Earth and
It was more than I expected. I'll tell you that much for real. Like, so if you enjoy that kind of thing, it's legal. You can buy it right at the store.
we need to start doing product placement.
Hey, maybe they'll sponsor us. They're local, dude.
We need to holler at them. Get
Dude,
some
That's
sponsorship.
good. That's very good, dude. I ain't gonna lie.
Said I love it.
If
and
it didn't, but you only want to do something if you
Really wanna do
Yeah,
it.
if you really want to do it, don't.
like going to space.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Or learning what we look into. You know what I mean?
Learning what I
Conspiracy type
know.
stuff. That's all dude. I'm serious. All I do is pretty much study, like, new theories about history that I hear, and I try to put them beside the Bible and make sure they line up. And most of the time, they line up more than they have to.
Dude, we're going to have to add a third mic in here and get Wheezy in here.
Oh yeah,
Wouldn't nothing be better right now than
yeah, he'd be funny. Man.
shut up, y'all.
I miss him, man. I miss him. I ain't
That's
gonna
my
lie.
boy, dude. I love it. I've been trying to get him come be on, man. It's he lives so far away now that I have to fly him out from where he's at.
Yeah, that's the ride.
My boy's a hornet now, so he's just living in
ride.
Charlotte.
Yeah, in the country, pretty much.
Yeah. That's it. I love talking. I love the chat like this with him though, man. It's always fun.
Oh man, that's all me and him talk. When he worked with me,
He
that's
put
all
me
we
on
talked
to a lot
about
of
all day.
stuff, man. He still does.
Yeah,
Like,
he would. A lot of times he had just heard about it too when I would try to tell him something. So he was on more than you think he would be.
when we blow up and become international superstars, he's
Yeah.
my bodyguard, bro.
For sure.
I'm gonna make him.
He's running security.
I'm gonna make him carry me around on his back like a backpack all the time.
He's running security.
I'm gonna be like, was it Chappelle on Diddy when he was being Diddy? He was like, carry me downstairs, let me take a nap. Dude, I'm in his arm. I need you to go downtown and get me some Cambodian breast milk in these glass jugs. Dude,
Oh man.
trip me out. I told him, I was like, I almost want you to stand back here and like SWAT teamed out with a shiesty mask on, bro. Like,
Right.
I'd be like, what's that big dude doing? That's funny.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of. That's pretty much all I've been doing is like,
Studying up.
yeah, big time.
Well, you're gonna know what to look for when it all happens.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like there's gonna come a time though when nothing else matters.
Oh yeah. Oh
That day's
yeah.
coming. I feel like
Don't
that
none
day's
of it.
coming,
Don't,
man.
I'll say this, and this is why it's hard for me to make friends, man, because none of it already matters. You know what I'm saying? Like people, nothing against nobody and what they like, but like I don't do fantasy football, and I don't care to come watch football.
No,
and,
dude.
Like,
That's
sorry.
yeah. We just don't fit in the crowd.
No.
But I feel like there's more people coming to
People are
to
waking
our
up.
side though.
Hell yeah, they're waking
You know what
up,
I mean?
bro.
People are waking. That's why I feel like it's got to be something big. You know.
To it, yeah.
I don't necessarily know if it's that
What-
time or not.
That,
But
man, I ain't gonna say it is or it ain't, but dang it.
I've read. Have you ever read about how it's already happened? How Jesus has already came back and like it's a millennial. You ever heard of the millennial?
Well,
reign?
they hide so much from us. It
It could have already happened
Yeah, I mean,
because it says the scriptures. He said some of these people here will see me come back before they die. So how is somebody? How did he not come back before somebody who was living at that time died?
and now they have all these alternate realities, man.
It's
where,
so,
like,
dude. There's so much confusion, and that's how I feel like. You know,
that's what it'll be in the
because
end.
that's basically what they say. God ain't the author of confusion.
Right.
So
And now, like, lawlessness is just everywhere, dude. Like,
oh, man, things
even
are
the
changing.
original laws, like, you know, I'll say that, and think about this. I read this not long ago, but they said before, basically, God struck everyone down the times that he did with, like, Noah and Sodom and Gomorrah and all that. The whole population of the world was so, like, they didn't care. All it was about was sex, sexuality, sex preference, like,
Yeah.
and now, I'm like, man, look at what we live in, dog.
Have you ever seen the remains they found at what's
Mar-a-Lago?
that? No. What's that?
Trump running
what's-
through them down there, baby.
What am I thinking of? Where the volcano destroyed the whole town.
Pompeii. Yeah.
Pompeii. Have you ever seen what their history was about? Bro, they had pictures of all kinds of
Transies.
sex acts going on.
Yeah.
People and animals, big, orgies. That's all that their artwork in all those buildings that they found. That's all it was. It was a filthy place that God took down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
A
another
whorehouse,
that's
if
another
you will.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like that's the kind of stuff that really happened. Maybe
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Because God took it out.
Which brings my question: how old do you think the world is?
I think I tend to believe it's not as old as we think it is.
Do you think it's billions of years? Like
No, I don't think it's that old.
I don't either. I think it's like
I think
maybe 400 years old.
I don't know.
No,
Man.
I'm playing.
I
Not
like
far.
I've heard the number I've heard that made more sense is like 6,000 years old. or
That
something
yeah,
like that.
I could believe that.
That makes a little more.
I don't
sense
believe
to
in
me.
carbon dating anyway.
Well, carbon dating ain't 100%.
I don't.
It ain't, it's not a 100% thing.
It's like a machine. It's a machine that a
Yeah.
man made that's flawed. That's all I need to know.
Well, I
about.
mean, the stuff that what it decides ain't even 100% anyway. You know
If
what
I
mean?
pushed a sensor to the side of that plastic cup and calculated something over here and told you it was 4,000 years old, you would just kind of go off of what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I mean, really,
Yeah.
that's a bad example, but you know, like if you pull a rock from the earth, and this is the same way with a diamond tester. It's
I
like,
kind of like the theory of some kind of plasma event or something had to happen because places like Grand Canyon, there's systems of caves and they found Egyptian-looking artifacts in and stuff. You can't go to certain parts of that Grand Canyon because of that.
yeah, no, that's wild.
So, what caused that? So it looks like it's melted or something. You know what I mean? Like lightning lines. Like
What if that's like you remember? Well, think about it like this. Okay, say like the Big Bang. It was just a big light. Well, in the beginning, he said, "Let there be light." Like,
yeah.
how do you? But people will go so far to try to disprove that. But
Yeah,
their
they
theories
definitely
doesn't
try.
make it
Don't
makes
make
less it makes
don't
less
make-
sense.
Yeah, that's what I feel like too.
Like I would almost think you're crazy if you do believe all that. Like,
If you don't look at both sides, you're not doing yourself a service.
Right.
Because you need to know.
Yeah.
But
People don't want to because then that takes away their demigodness.
I'm kind of one of those people that tends to go on my gut feeling because I feel like your gut feeling is God's way of
Yeah.
talking to you
Or
or giving you intuition about something.
people like in the Bible says, in the end, people will like look at themselves like gods. What
Yeah,
like what
well,
do you
that's
think?
what they're pushing,
Like
dude.
people are like, you a god, you a queen, you a
Drake, Drake
like,
calls
dude.
himself a god. They all do it. It's like a popular term.
Yeah.
It's like a,
Well, my thing is this is like, if you
it's a title now.
if you think that the world is just a ball flying through earth and you have no consequence for all that, why not call yourself a god and try to make yourself a god? Like,
yeah, yeah,
it's immortality, bro. Like, of course, not me, but who don't think that sounds good to live forever? And like, I don't want to,
right.
but I also believe that I'm probably gonna go to a better place. Hopefully, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I believe in my heart that.
Yeah.
But like, even if I don't and I die and it becomes black, it's like a lot of people that believe in all that, man, they tend to just be an odd type person. I don't want to be around no ways. Like, people,
Well, I don't see how
they got like shark eyes.
I feel like I don't see how. Why is it we're the generation for all this to come out?
Because we can handle it.
You know what I'm saying? Think about that's something I just now thought about. Think about that. We're the first generation that's like had to figure out everything was a lie. Like our parents lived through that generation, and we just do. Like
Yeah.
did they not know about it or what?
Well, the
You know what I
American
mean?
dream was in play, bro.
You're right. That's got to be what it was.
Yeah, people were so wound up with, oh, I need a refrigerator and I need a car and I need it, and
time,
it's like
So
now,
many new things were coming out.
Yeah, now people aren't really on that, and that
No.
may be a good or a bad thing because
it's like it's almost like it got to a peak, didn't it?
people are honestly, I think, the people I hang around and know are more worried about their salvation
Yeah,
than they are anything else. Like, and that's good,
yeah.
not in a societable way,
No,
but and if I think a lot of people they're rolling the dice too much toward that because no man knows when it's all going to end.
no.
And that could really screw up the next generation if you just let everything go. Because
You don't want to be saying that you know when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can know.
No.
But
I mean,
you can, like you said, you can see the
signs.
Because in that, like it said, young men will have dreams and old men will have visions.
I think a lot of the signs that like maybe our parents and them did see, growing up was just like Hollywood propaganda. Well, Russia's gonna bomb us, get under the chairs, and it's like y'all weren't really worried about the end of the world. Y'all were worried about war. Like,
But if you look at society, though, it's strange to think, though, that we just lived all those years, never trusting our government. It sounds crazy to me now, but it's just crazy to think.
well, government's direct corruptness.
It definitely changes things, though. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm going to teach my kids what I believe, not what somebody else tells me to believe.
Yeah.
And I think that's how most people need to be. But
Yeah.
they need to give themselves a chance and look at everything first, and then make a decision.
My dad raised me to not trust the government. Don't always trust what people tell you, but also listen to people. You know what I mean? Listen, but make your own decisions, like about
Right.
stuff like that. Because we could all be dead wrong, and I don't think I'm wrong. I have my personal belief.
I mean, you're almost making a gamble, dude.
Yeah,
because you have to put your faith in what you believe, and some people I don't even know if they hold
They don't even know
themselves
what that
accountable that
means.
much. You know
No,
what I
they
mean?
don't even know what that means.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Yeah, it's
I think it's weird that more people aren't like that personally, because I've been that way for a long time. But
and there was a time when you
remember-
couldn't tell me that anything existed like
Well,
that.
I remember when none of it mattered to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't care. And,
Yeah. I even went on a little tangent there for a while where I was trying to go the opposite way just because I like the thought of it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Of like, well, maybe I'm smart enough that if I read these things and I put all this stuff together, that maybe I could be the one to figure out that it, you know,
Right.
it was all a lie, and
Right.
you know, but ain't nobody that smart. And I think whenever you do go doing stuff like that, you open up a dangerous door, like, to play with,
All right.
you know.
Oh, I researched so much stuff, man. Like I was watching videos about people astral projecting or
Yeah.
having lucid dreams
Yeah.
and how that's just you. If you do it, you won't.
5-0.
Oh, they coming to get us.
Yeah.
We were smoking.
That sounds
we
like
were
a Homeland
smoking
Security
We were
vehicle.
smoking illegal weed. They coming over here to get us.
Yeah. Talking about the Nephilim.
Dang.
They don't sound like they're leaving. Strap up, bro. We gotta go. Man, you ruined our podcast with that bullshit.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah. Sick of this.
That was loud.
We need money, dude, so we can get a better location.
Just some soundproofing.
Yeah, it's wild. But no, yeah, it's
Oh, but anyway, what I was talking about the astral projection and the lucid dream thing. I feel like that's almost like the spirit world.
definitely.
And when you go, because I used to be like that's why when the new age stuff comes around. You know what I mean? They want to introduce all that kind of stuff, and I've always been into it too, like with psychedelics. You know what I mean? I always felt like, you know, there's a part of your mind that you don't get to access to. You know what I mean? I was always interested by that,
Well, yeah.
by seeing what, you know, by trying to gain some perspective from something.
Yeah.
But that I always thought it would be interesting to, you know, to be a lucid dream, like you can control your dream. You know what I mean? You know you're in a dream and you're controlling it, so you can basically do whatever you want. But the astral projection's a little bit different, but it's kind of the same. But yeah, that's a lot of what I see people into, and man, that's straight up what witches do.
Yeah.
Witches astral project, and they come to you. They can come to your house and look at you while you're sleeping or do whatever they want. Like, have you ever heard of an incubus or a succubus?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like demons that they come and have. They can come and like rape you while you're asleep. Like, if you don't have God, I mean, that's the main reason I choose God anyway.
Yeah.
Because there's so much evil in this on earth right now that it's coming out at every pore, dude.
Like I said, man, and it sounds cliche and weird, but like, I've literally found my faith in God when I was trying to go the opposite way of it. And,
that's
you know,
how it
doing a
works.
lot of stuff that I shouldn't have been doing, and lining that up with 433 megahertz. No, but like literally, like
Right.
I was in there tweaking sounds and reading about why this stuff messes with you.
Yeah,
and
we
like,
were talking about it all
yeah,
the time.
Yeah,
we were
and-
on to the conspiracy and music,
Yeah,
how they're all
yeah.
Satanists. When we were
Yeah.
like probably
And
10 years ago,
It
bro.
appealed to me.
Yeah, me too.
It
Me
appealed to me.
too. Me too.
And like I remember you telling me, you were like, bro, the fuck are you doing? Like all some stuff.
yeah,
like,
you were freaking me out for a
yeah,
minute.
like, but
Because I was talking about it all the time.
Yeah,
and
and
you
I-
were too, but then you got interested about it.
yeah, and so that was a bad yet good thing.
Right.
Like,
Well,
if that
you
would
learned a
have,
lesson.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
That's the main reason I feel like, you know, people should open their eyes a little bit. I don't know how you cannot do without it anyway, because what are you living for at that point? You know what I mean?
What's this like?
Their life that they want to push is like do everything now because you're going to die later.
Okay,
You know,
I can do what
like
I want.
live like that's the whole live like it's your last day. No, that's not what you really want to do.
I want to do. I
You're
want
supposed to have faith.
Yeah. Like, if anything, even if there is just and you know there's a good and a bad because you can feel it in your gut, like you were saying.
Yeah, you naturally know good or bad.
But
I
people
think.
look, people push evil and push the whole, dark evil, cool, but totally just disregard that there's an opposite to that,
Yeah.
and you won't embrace.
Well, I mean, if you believe in Satan, why
You
don't
gotta
you believe
believe
in
in
God?
God.
Like, why don't you believe in God?
'Cause you're an
How
idiot.
can you not?
because you're an idiot.
If there's a bad, there's definitely a good.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, but you're retarded.
But they want to say
Yeah,
that's not
right.
true either, though. That's the whole argument. You know, that's the devil's
Then
trick
why
there.
play with it?
That's the devil's trick
Why,
there.
why do you think that's so cool then? If it's not real, then why is it being pushed so hard? One,
Yeah, well, I mean, they want to draw you away from God.
like,
The devil wants your soul, brother.
I'm sorry,
The
man,
devil
but
wants your soul.
I can't even have conversations with people like that no more.
No, it's hard, man.
It's done got so bad that people are like, well, you don't understand Satanism. It's for like acceptance and love, and it's like, dude, shut up.
Well,
Like-
their whole Satanist whole religion is based off everything that's bad is good and everything that's good is bad.
Yeah, how much is that?
They basically reverse
How
everything.
dumb do you have to be to believe that? Like,
Mhm.
I know what's good.
Exactly.
Cake.
Now I do believe we've been lied to and hit throughout about our history,
Mhm.
big in very big ways. But
We had a conversation the other night, and we even kind of covered it on that podcast me and Bug did about keeping the commandments.
yeah, that's a big deal, man.
And I think everybody has been so fooled so much that it's even ran so deep that, like, maybe when a lot of the Bible was rewrote and translated stuff, that it got into that even. Like, you don't know, man. Like, because this is my thought on it. This is Satan's world right now.
Yeah, basically, he has reign over the earth.
Who's to say that every single thing you don't know about, down to the color you see, isn't
Something else.
flawed? Yeah, like, so to sit there and just say like, oh no, that couldn't be, could it not? Could it
Yeah.
not? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. That's a whole nother deal right there. But like,
I feel like at a certain point, you just after you've heard so much and looked at enough,
you know how much
you've made that decision and you don't even have to think about it anymore.
you know how much a bad of a vibe I get, and like almost borderline depressed when I celebrate holidays now.
Oh yeah, me too.
Like around Christmas time, most of the time it's not even enjoyable for me, and I just kind of like
No, it's
go
not.
numb to stuff and do the traditions that people like to do just because I don't want to be an asshole about everything. Like,
Right.
you know,
Right.
I don't, and I want my kids to be normal, but like I also, man, I don't want them to like sit there and think that that's okay. I don't think it's
Right.
okay. It's just something, man, that it's like I struggle with it. Let's say that I struggle with it.
I definitely don't want to teach them about Santa Claus and shit
Mm.
like that, which I don't. But I mean, my old lady might say something about it a little bit, but we don't make a big deal about it.
No,
You know what
no.
I mean? And the kids don't care. They know what Christmas is. That's
Yeah,
they get
yeah.
presents. That's what it means to kids.
Yeah,
So
but I don't want my kids to think that and they do. You know, they're spoiled.
well, that's another thing about how I feel about why is it this generation to finally say, oh, those are pagan religions, pagan rituals that we do for all our holidays. How do you not see that?
Why ain't it been put a stop to it before now?
They make money off of it, dude. Every holiday makes Halloween makes tons of money. Christmas makes tons of money.
And look, the church, not my church, the church preaches against that. But
Yeah.
then, lo and behold, come Christmas Day or the Christmas week, oh, make sure you get your crock pots here and bring your secret sisters gifts, and we're gonna set up a Christmas tree, and
Right.
hell, we might even have a Santa Claus come in here and bring the kids Christmas presents.
Right,
and it's
right.
like,
They still play into
stop.
Yeah, I feel like I can't either.
Like,
I
if
can't
I hear
do it.
another Easter Bunny story in church, I'm gonna throw up, dude.
That's a weird one.
Like, come on, dog.
That's a
Come
weird
on.
one.
Like, let's be about it then. Let's be about it. Like, so you can't celebrate Christmas and fly in and visit the family. And like, okay, cool. But like, I'm gonna look crazy if I just flip out on everybody and start
Well,
kicking
technically-
Christmas trees over.
Technically, there shouldn't be any fucking holidays. I don't feel
Mm-mm.
like, you know what I mean.
Ain't-
Every day is the same, basically.
Same way with birthdays. I,
I feel
think
like
birthdays
you
are.
should, I feel like you should
narcissistic.
get. I feel like you should get together with your family regardless.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
You
know.
should stay with your family.
Yeah, you should be around your family. I think
Like, I think
there's power in
birthdays.
numbers.
Birthdays are even narcissistic. Like, you think you're that important that,
Yeah.
that a day is Like,
Yeah, my last birthday meant nothing.
I don't
Just
even
another
remember
year
them
older.
most times.
Right.
Like, I don't care about them. Like,
Yeah, I don't either.
you know, it's
I actually forgot how old I was at one time when I was trying to tell somebody, or somebody said something, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, I remember being like a whole year off. I was like, how did I do that?
how old are you now?
36.
Okay, so I'm 36 too.
Yeah,
I know I'm
I
just
just
a
turned
little older.
36
Me too.
this month.
I always knew I was just like a couple months older, but I could have swore I was 37, but I ain't.
Well, see, that's what it was. I remember I was like, how could I swore I was a whole another year younger or something?
I was young, dude.
I don't remember if it was. I don't remember if I was older or younger.
Even when we're old, we're still super young. We're
I don't
larvae.
feel like I'm gonna be like another 40-year-old man when I'm soon to be 40 years
Dog,
old.
I feel better physically now than I've ever felt in my life. Like, I feel way better now.
Well, I feel like about around our age is probably when men are supposed to be at their peak, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your body's producing the most testosterone probably at that point
And I'm clanging and banging,
before it starts going down.
muscle singing, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I mean, I think that is a whole lifestyle change, though.
I think they're probably putting stuff in the food to make fucking testosterone levels shrink in men.
Oh,
That's why so many
definitely.
people are depressed
Plastics.
and fucking weak.
Plastic.
Yeah,
It's
plastic.
it's the
Plastic
plastic.
does it.
Yeah.
It seems like I've heard something about
Yeah.
that before.
Yeah. All the parabens and stuff in the plastic, bro,
Yeah,
are making
yeah.
men grow tits
Yeah.
and cry.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think that's honestly, remember Alex Jones said they're putting shit in the water to make the frogs gay? That's plastic. They literally did tests on it where like they kept frogs and stuff in like aquariums with floating plastic in it, and their genitals and stuff stopped reproducing, and they
Really?
started having like frog sex with other guy frogs.
What? That's crazy.
It's wild, man. And look, you know how much plastic's floating around in your water?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
how many water
Well,
bottles do you drink?
I don't buy. I try not to buy like 20.
I do.
I don't buy 20-ounce drinks in
I do.
plastic bottles.
I buy a lot of water like that, and I let it sit in my truck on purpose because I'm trying to get some
You trying to
double.
be Sheryl Crow?
I'm trying to get some double D's up in
Who
here.
was it? Who was it that came out about? Didn't Sheryl Crow come out about that once for a while or something? Was trying to tell people about? I think
yeah.
she met maybe how she got it or something.
Yeah, plastic bottles, dog.
Yeah, dude. And how many job sites you done been on when they brought you a case of them and riding around in the back of his truck?
Yeah, then you drink them and then piss
Yeah,
in them and
man,
throw them off
no,
on the
dude, that's
wall.
horrible, dude.
Yeah,
I don't drink them.
I mean, I do just because of convenience, but it's like
Yeah, if I'm thirsty enough, I would
Yeah.
have, but I tried to bring my own drink most of the time.
hose pipe water's where it's
No,
at.
exactly.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
rather drink hose pipe
Yeah.
water. It tastes better anyway.
Yeah, it does.
You wasn't a kid in our time period if you don't know what hose pipe.
If you didn't
water
burn
tastes
your
like.
lips on hose pipe water once or twice,
Yeah. Oh man, they get hot, dude.
Yeah.
They'll burn you. You can
Yeah.
burn yourself if you don't realize it. Especially if you get like a black hose pipe, they get hot.
they're sweltering.
Yeah.
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 You don't know if you picked that up or a black racer snake.
Yeah, it's messed up. Man, I've been watching a lot of videos here lately from this dude about how the Nephilim look like clowns, and how you ever thought about how we got clowns in our culture anyway? Every like ancient depiction about Nephilims and stuff looks like they're like white and black with like paint all over. Like it's hard to explain. Like a bunch of different colors.
Man, I think that
Basically, the clown looking,
Nephilim
though.
probably are going to look like angels, and I don't think that angels look anything like we perceive them.
Have you ever
as.
seen what they say an angel looks like? It has a bunch of
Scary.
a bunch of eyeballs and like crazy looking.
Yeah,
Like a thing covered in eyeballs. Yeah.
Like the heart- like
Can you even
the-
imagine seeing something like that?
it's going to look like the CERN thing flying at you,
The Shiva.
or like the CERN machine.
Oh, the machine. Yeah, yeah.
That thing is wicked looking, dude.
I think they're trying to open the door with that.
Oh, that's proven fact.
I'm pretty sure that's fact with myself.
Stephen Hawking said something about it before he died.
Did he?
Oh yeah,
Man, it seems like maybe I heard he did, but I don't know
Yeah.
if I can't say for
he
sure.
said, "We have messed up.
Yeah.
I want to go to Epstein Island before I kick the bucket."
No, he did say something about that. For real, though. He-
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Why is my will?
Turn the AI off.
Yeah. We've gone too far. I'd have pushed that dude out in front of a bus. That dude's
super
a
smart, man.
scumbag. He's a scumbag's what he was. That dude, man, he wasn't even handicapped. Is what they say. They said it was an act. Whenever they started getting hot on Epstein's trail, he threw himself down a flight of stairs and said, "Hook me up to this Mac machine." And
Did they ever put out the list of who all?
a redacted one. I know the word redacted.
Well, some of the stuff been taken off.
Oh, it's like it looks like a fucking chessboard or like a checkerboard, dude. All the black. Yeah.
Oh, that's petty. There's a lot of famous people who were there, man.
They
You know
can't
it
let
gotta
it
be.
out because it'll cause such a civil unrest.
It's probably the place where they go to get everybody under blackmail, so they can control.
They
them.
were, dog, you can't tell me they weren't
know what I
doing
mean?
like human Baphomet sacrifices out there.
Oh, they probably were.
They said that,
dude.
man, once they used up, now this ain't funny, like when they used up some of the girls, that they would just like and throw them in the ocean.
He was definitely one of them mystic Jews. or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
The Zionists. And,
Well, you seen his building was like looked like a one of those. I forget what it is. There's a dude I watch on YouTube who did
Looks
a whole
like
thing
Ellen-
on the piece.
looks like Ellen DeGeneres'
It's a certain type
studio.
of it's a certain type of Jew. They follow this certain rabbi Sebi
Yeah.
or something. It's a different. It's like basically the occult because
They're not
everything
Jewish.
is part of the
They're
occult.
not
dude.
Jewish.
No, it's something different.
Yeah.
But anyway, dude,
We're gonna get kicked off of YouTube.
there's so many forms of occultism.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and almost everybody that's supposed to be in our faces is a part of it.
You hear that? It's like a bunch of Jews are trying to tunnel up to my floor. Nah. Well, that was
No,
what.
for real.
Yeah, nah. I trust me. That's very prevalent.
Like all so many religions. Like I was seeing this thing the other day about how it was like some school books that were published by what's her name? That you ever heard of that? What's her name? Blavatsky. She started the religion basically that Aleister Crowley took over.
Maybe.
What do they call it? Theosophy. Yeah, theosophy. It's basically occult. It's basically all, dark magic, dude.
Yeah. As
Sex
above,
magic.
so below, baby.
Sex magic.
Yeah.
That's why kids go missing so much in this country because there's so many people then they got involved in their little system that they have to kidnap people's kids to use them for these sick, torture. They usually torture them.
You ever
you know,
seen Panda Eyes?
Certain more things they do to them that's fucked up supposedly gives them more power. So
Yeah, it's a Panda
that's
Eyes,
what they
bro.
believe, bro.
Yeah.
Aleister Crowley, you know how many famous people wear shirts with his quotes on it, and how many people have talked about being fans of his.
Yeah, they're doing the.
Yeah, dude. As
Wow,
above,
man.
so below stuff.
Hell,
Yes.
Led Zeppelin bought his house to record their
I
music.
know. I know.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy?
It was real serious.
Yeah, Jimmy Page.
Yeah, crazy, man. It's wild.
Why do you think he could play the guitar so good?
I don't
He
know.
sold his soul, just
Yeah.
like Robert Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people do.
Bob Dick.
Selling your soul is selling your morals. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. But I also think you can.
I think they do a physical ritual for it because they're like that.
Well, they found a pentagram carved in the basement of Aleister Crowley's house that they said that they would cut themselves and fill these channels up of the pentagram
blood.
and then lay their album masters on it and stuff and do like
Yeah,
these.
and then I've heard that they call demons to follow them.
Yeah.
Or bad spirit,
Yeah.
rebel
That's
spirits.
wild,
Like that's why they say rock and roll back in the day made kids rebel. They had spirits following them.
I know one thing.
You know what I mean? Like for real.
That's
Bad
why I
spirits.
think I struggle with making music, man. I really like.
Dude,
I want
our body is like a hindrance for us.
Oh,
basically.
yeah.
Earth is a hindrance for us.
I'm telling you, ever since I realized what like making or doing worship service was, once I really read up on that, it almost made me not want to do it anymore. Because I feel like you can unknowingly get this self
Yeah, I know what you're
thing
talking.
out of it, and you
Yeah.
ain't meaning to do it.
Yeah.
You just think you're worse, and it's like I found myself doing it, like, and I was just drumming. I wasn't
Right.
even like, but I would, man, and it was like I kept finding myself saying stuff like, we got to figure out how to control this crowd. Like we got to look, but you when you want to do that when you're up there with your band.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Right, like no, you don't want to do that really though. You want the spirit to do that.
Yeah.
So to figure out like,
about.
and man, I struggled with it.
Well, the spiritual world is something we don't know a whole lot about.
Yeah,
man.
and I'm scared of it, bro.
That's why I study so much different things like that, man. Like,
I think I've been blessed, man. Out of all the stuff I've went, that I can tap into stuff like that pretty easily, and I learn my lesson from. Like I get instantly convicted over it.
Right.
To where like I could be sitting up there playing. We got 2 more songs, and I'm sitting there freaking
You're
out.
Just keeping yourself in check.
Yeah, man. Like trying to. You know what I mean? And
right.
But it does feel good when you look out there and everybody is going to what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
it's working, in other words.
It's working, man. And I mean, like I said, dude, we've taken the stage in places that rightfully so. Every other person, every other worship group there that played before us were better than us when it came to skill of everybody.
Right.
But like what we were doing, it was like a chemistry up, and you could do some days I could feel a chemistry on the stage.
You never heard Ozzy Osbourne said there were several songs they would all play together, and they had never heard it before in their life.
And you can just blow
came
it,
out,
blow
it,
awesome.
Dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they're channeling spirits.
Yeah, and
I think some of the time, I think a lot of them are knowingly channeling spirits, but I think you can accidentally do it too.
Yeah.
If you play into one of your one of those desires, bro. You know what I mean? Many different things can cause you to falter. Pride, jealousy.
I think
stuff like that.
I stayed playing on the worship team longer than I should have because of that. Because
you liked it.
Yeah, man, and I don't mean that in any bad. Like, I like doing good if I set out to do something, but then I don't want to feel like I'm.
You just kind of felt like he was doing something you weren't supposed to be.
Yeah, but then some Sundays I'd get up there and it would be so great. It was like so good feeling. And then some, like, I feel like whenever it was, we got to nail this down perfectly.
Right.
We got to nail this down.
You tried too hard.
Yeah, man. Like,
you were putting too much into it.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have to when it's of God. It's a gift.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you got to practice your...
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
But, yeah.
You start trying too hard, you it almost defeat the purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't...
Start stressing about it. Everything starts to be a problem. Yeah. You kind of just got to go with what your gut or your heart says, whatever. You know what I mean? However you feel, you know what I mean? I'm a big believer in,
I'm a big believer.
Looking at your, doing things based off how you, like I said, your gut feeling. I feel like that's God anyway. So.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I also believe in praying about things too before you're gonna do them. If it's something you're thinking about a lot, I think that helps big time.
Like I said, I feel like maybe I have an opportunity coming up to maybe jump back in drumming, but and it ain't even been said or nothing. I just feel it.
Right.
But it's like, I don't know if I won't. If it was offered to me, I wouldn't know if I wanted to do it anymore. Like,
really?
Yeah. I could go drum for a band that wasn't a worship team and not feel nothing about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like that for me, man, is something that like I take to heart. Like I don't want to be up there doing it for anything else. Like, and I find myself doing that. So I don't know if I don't even want to put myself out there and do that. Like. But
it's been, like I said, you just got to be. Maybe you have to be easier on yourself.
Yeah.
You just got to try to not think about it too much and put too much into it that it doesn't need anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
What I mean?
Dude, got to work tomorrow. Let's run it.
I'm gonna put a little list together of some different history theories. I'm gonna
You gonna quiz me, bro?
I got a couple of very interesting ones, man. There's a bunch of people that I look at. I always just try to make sure it's relates to the Bible. I feel like that.
Yeah.
makes it stay more grounded. You know, because you can get off into all kind of theories. You know. What I
Oh
mean?
yeah, dude. And I'm not too big on conspiracy theories no more.
I don't even think it's conspiracy theories. I think it's just everything is pretty much been a lie. For whatever reason, they can't control us if we know the truth.
When you're trying to shoot a world premiere type situation, I'm not to be rushed. This is not to be rushed. And I've got people rushing me, dude. We're hungry.
Oh yeah.
You have a license and a vehicle. Good day. All right, dude.
Hell, let's shut her down.
Let's slide.